kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. He'll bring it back from inside his 2, and he loses the ball deep in his own end. So the Louisville Cardinals offense will get the ball for the first time. This offense is stuck way back in its own end of the field. They'll try the run. Knocked down after a pickup of 3 to the 12.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
Just gets rid of it to the running back underneath. Gets it to the 46-yard line. First down for this offense. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Leaves it with the back. He is going nowhere. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Lost 1 on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. Wants to go up top. Going to try to pop one on the screen. No, sirree. Not this time. The defense was there and ready for that one. They've got some work to do on this 3rd and long from the 40. Looking downfield, and he needs a bunch. He'll take a shot. Oh, right through his hands. They came out attacking, wanted to impose their will, and they missed a big chance on that one. The Cardinals line up to punt it away. They'll have to punt for the first time this afternoon. He'll get it to about the 25 before they put a stop to the return. The UCF offense back on the field, ready to go to work. Already a solid start to this one, now back to work. Breaks into the open. He's inside the 40. Past the 20. He rolls all the way down to the 5-yard line before they finally get him stopped. Timeout called by the defense. It's their first of the half as they'll go to the sideline and try to make adjustments. They didn't just jumpstart that drive. They've electrified it, and now they've got a 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. Can the D deny them on 2nd and goal? They'll run the option. And you'll race it to the house. Touchdown, Knights!
Man, you've seen the evolution of the option, and you've seen the evolution with scrambling quarterbacks that can run and be so dynamic and just so much to defend. The quarterback says, forget that. You defend everything, I'll take it myself. In for 6.
On the run from inside his own 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. A little bit backed up to start this drive from their own 18-yard line. Caught in the backfield is Floyd. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few. Working well behind the sticks on 2nd down. Back to pass. Unloads it left. How about a little rhythm that you can tap your toe to on that throw and catch for the 1st down? Throwing the comeback looks like such a simple throw, but the timing is so important.
And as a quarterback, man, this is all about trusting your guy. You know exactly where he's going to sit it down. You anticipate it. You throw it. You know he's going to come back and make that play for you.
And the Cardinals come to the line after ripping off that huge gain on the ground, trying to keep it going. Motion from the wide receiver. Might as well run him until they stop him. He's got it again. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
And not great blocking up front. They're struggling to get the running game going. And tell you what, they got to find something. Last week it was a bad performance, and this offense has got to get some momentum early in this game and find something that they do really.
There he goes. Quick step and go. Touchdown, Louisville. And once he found open space, the band might as well start playing.
And to have a rushing touchdown of that type of yardage, you've got to be able to make something miss. It's one thing to get into the second level, but can you make that last defender miss? And you saw it on that play. Once he was in the clear with his speed, he was gone.
He'll start the return inside his 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. A lot of field in front of them as they open this possession from their own 20. Here's the give off the left side. Got to be smart, patient, great vision. Uses all of that to get to the 29.
Well, it's plays like that that'll help this offense stay in rhythm all game long. If you can have that kind of success on first down running the football, it just opens up your entire playbook moving forward.
Now the play fake. Pass rush, gets there, gets home, gets him down at the 23. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. Right down the middle. And the deflection on third down. How big is that? Forces a fourth down.
You know, it's funny. That's probably the most discombobulated the offense has looked so far in this game, right? After watching that incompletion there on third down, they were just up and down the field earlier. Tremendous rhythm, tremendous balance. Everything their play caller was dialing up was working, lighting up the scoreboard. And then all of a sudden on this last drive, just not able to piece it together. They've got to be able to turn the page and get back to how they looked earlier in the game.
How about these two running games so far? Dominance on the ground as we look at the first quarter stats. They've switched into the field, and we're ready to get things started here in the second. So after the break, they'll go back to work. They'll run it from the gun. And how about that play by that giant, that mountain of a man on the defensive front?
Yeah, I think the running back kind of went rogue on that last running play. I'm not sure it was designed to go that direction. He tried to make it happen on his own, and unfortunately ended up losing yard.
Oh, what a play! It's intercepted. And he will step out of bounds, but what a play to get the ball back for his offense. A few extra on that return, but what a play by this defense to get the football.
I'll tell you what, as a quarterback, you got to have a short memory. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to be asked to do a lot, and he throws his first career interception. If I'm the coach on the sideline, listen, I'm bringing him over. This ain't going to be your last, big fella. Like, you're going to make mistakes. It's okay. Put it behind you. Next play.
It'll be a 1st and 10 from the 29. They'll go with a direct snap. They'll pull him down after a pickup of 5 down to the 23.
And after a successful run like that on first down, if you're the offensive coordinator here, maybe you're thinking about being aggressive and potentially taking a shot, because even if it's incomplete now on second, you only have a short amount of yards to go here on third.
And those little runs, man, they don't look great in the box score, but I love when an offense stays on schedule. It makes those third downs more manageable, easier, harder to attack me now from the defensive perspective trying to get to me. So it's an easy, simple play for this offense, but I love it.
Back to throw, it's Prince. They'll run the screen. And it's pretty obvious there was a big hole in that screen, and the defense ran right through it. The Knights have put themselves in dire straits after that last play. It's 2nd and a mile. Grabbed in the middle. It's Burns. They'll get it down to the 8-yard line on that throw and catch, and the defense is backed up against the wall. Makes the grab. And he was straining for the goal line, but the defense stopped him short. The Knights want to pick up the tempo. They want to throw it. Now he's going to glide away from pressure. Touchdown, UCF! Grab the short pass to put the 6 on the board.
Really nice job working the route and getting himself open. He was able to locate the football, snag it out of the air, and this guy now has 5 receiving touchdowns on the year.
Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. On the move from inside his 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. The Louisville offense is headed back out on the field. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat to answer a score.
And I think being down 14, you can kind of feel that way. But, dude, if you put a good drive together, this is a 7-point game. So, Palmer, no need to panic.
I was just going to say, David, I mean, this thing can flip quick. You go down, score, all of a sudden your defense gets a stop, or who knows, better yet, gets a turnover. This game is entirely different.
And with that incompletion, man, this crowd, I don't know that they are really happy about what's going on. I mean, they already built a deficit, and they don't have a lot to cheer about. They got to get some kind of rhythm, something going on this offense to ignite this fan base.
Another incompletion on third down. The Cardinals send out the punt unit. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. He'll get it up to about the 44-yard line before they slam the brakes on him. Let's see if they can get something going here late in the half. Back to throw, it's Prince. Catch in the middle, it's Burns. Oh, what a big play for this offense as they get it to the 33-yard line. 1st and 10 for the offense. Use the play fake, now to throw. Catch in the middle, it's Burns. Finally corralled, but not before. He picks up the first down. New set of downs right on the doorstep for this offense. Motion from the wideout. Looking to throw. Under fire. Can't make the connection, and the defense putting on the heat and forcing the incompletion. Defense rolls up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. Looking to throw again. Looking to get it in. They've got it down to the 3-yard line. Really well done on that throw and catch. Down to 2 minutes before the half, and they'll take the timeout and see if they can add a little more before the break. And they'll try it again after getting nothing on 2nd down. It's 3rd and goal from the 3. They'll go to the air. Caught in the backfield. It's Pryor. And that one looked great on the grease board, but when they blow it up like that, the defense is going to win every time. 4th and goal from the 5, and the offense is staying out there. A gutsy move. Touchdown Knights! And they take it in for 6 more points. These guys are really hitting their stride in week 4 as they push out that lead. And they knock through the extra point, and they're up 28-7. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And he takes this from inside the 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. They take over late in the half, enough time to put together a drive. Starts a drive, trying to go up top. Trying to escape and get it himself. Short gain on the play before he slides. And the Cardinals want to crank the tempo. Back to pass on 2nd down. Under fire. Good job to toss that ball out of bounds and avoid the loss. They'll need to convert this 3rd down from their own 22 to get this drive jump-started. On the move. Find some fresh air. Ripping off a pretty good chunk of yardage. They've got it out to the 41 with a 1st down. The Cardinals come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Looking to throw on 1st down. And he just flat dropped it. I think he wanted to run before he secured it. They're dealing with a 2nd and long. Looking to fire. And that pass will be jarred loose on 2nd down. That brings up 3rd down.
This defense has a lot of speed, especially in the secondary, and you saw that speed. That defender got to that receiver so quick, and because of the hit, incomplete pass.
Trying to move the sticks on third down through the air. Powers through the defender.
And, man, that is not the third down execution you want. Trying to get it to a playmaker so he can make plays. He gets nowhere, actually loses yards, and brings up a fourth down now.
They boot it away on fourth down. He'll field the punt and see what he can get. And they'll get him down after the return at the 27-yard line. This drive will start at their own 27-yard line. Looking to pass. It's Prince. Bringing the heat. Takes a hit as he fires.
And that pressure got to him quick. I mean, you talk about you want your quarterback to feel comfortable. Man, he didn't have time to feel comfortable. He didn't have time to get his feet set and get in the ground. This offensive line's got to do a better job.
He's close to the first down, but they're going to mark him just a little short. They're going to try to throw for it on third down. And the incomplete pass will bring up fourth down.
Third and short like that on your own side of the field, you're just looking for a quick hitter. You're trying to get the ball out of your hand quickly, but the timing completely off there for the offense, and the ball falls incomplete.
Drop the football, and they'll turn it over on downs. Timeout called here by the defense. It's the first one they've used this half. To the air on first down. Looking down the middle. Wide open downfield. They make the stop at the 5-yard line, and they've got it first and goal. Snapped it in the shotgun. Fires to the end zone. Touchdown, Cardinals! Fired in from the red zone for the score.
We needed that. They needed to punch the ball in the end zone. They needed to cut this to a 2-score game, and they needed some positive momentum. Something going well, something to point to at half to say, guys, we got a chance. That drive, they put it together. Nice job by this offense.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. He'll go out of bounds at the 22-yard line, and that's where this offense will take over. Waning seconds of the first half. Let's see how they handle it. Caught over the middle. It's Burns. Quick timeout call by the offense after the play.
At the pace this guy's going at right now, this could be a record-setting type day. This could be a game for the ages for this dude. He already has 2 touchdowns, picks up that first down.
Oh, he wants it all. Pass is incomplete, and that's going to do it for the first half. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update.
Guys, who's had a better seat there in Louisville for a fun first half than you?
Go ahead and roll the dice to start this second half. They're lined up for an onside kick. He's able to grab the football, and oh, it's a fumble. And he gets back on top of it, and a burst disaster. Louisville has it back, and the offense coming out ready to attack. Trailing by a couple of scores, they'd like to generate some confidence here early in the third quarter.
Down 2 possessions. The coaching staff met in at halftime, and they've probably scripted this opening.
Oh, it's picked off. Oh, that's not the way to start a drive. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick. Great place to start for this offense. To the air, it's Prince. Just missed on the connection, incomplete. What will they dial up on second, and a long way to go. Wants to go up top. Grabbed over the middle. It's Burns. Knocked down at the 24-yard line, but it's a big gain. 15 yards on the play, and this offense is in business. Looking downfield on first down. Quickly complete. He hauled that one in and got it down to the 15-yard line. Second down, he'll throw it. Snagged in the middle. It's Burns. They get him down, but this offense is set up first and goal from the 9. The Knights have this offense rolling. Quarterback now on the run, still looking. Touchdown, UCF! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house. Well, that didn't necessarily go as planned, but it was most effective in the end.
I love it, Reese. Down in the red zone, this quarterback didn't have anybody open. Didn't panic. He just decided, man, I'm going to go do this myself. I'm going to use my wheels and put up 6 on the board. He did just that.
Plows through the defense. Got room to work. Touchdown, Cardinals. The hidden yardage, the big play, special teams coming through. Lining up to add another. And the extra point is good, but they still trail 35-21. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Hey, guys, just wanted to give you a quick update on a game happening in the SEC. Missouri is currently trailing in this one, but it feels like the tide may be turning. This program has picked itself up before, and it's capable of it again today. It's just a field goal game. They're trailing by 3.
Oh, he's got some space. A little more space. Open up that playbook even more as they pick up the first down out to the 30. Might as well give it to him again. Great pickup as they'll keep this drive moving, and they've got it at the 45. The Knights headed quickly to the line. Looking to throw, it's Prince. Fired that thing out in a heartbeat, but it's incomplete.
I don't know about the decision that time by the quarterback. He may have been expecting man coverage, but that time the defense was in zone, and they did a really nice job closing the window. The intended target was not open, and that's why that one fell incomplete.
I love this by the offensive coordinator because as the game goes along, you see how are they going to line up when we line up in this? What coverage do they like to play? And then you can take advantage. You say, all right, the corner route is open. I'm going to hit it.
He'll throw it. Got it in the middle. It's Burns. Brought down just outside the red zone. He moves the chains. It's at the 22. The Knights will line it up on 1st and 10. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball. Backed up now. Here's 2nd and long. Back to pass. Got it in the middle. It's McCoy. That one takes it down to the 13-yard line. The Knights come to the line on 3rd and short, looking to keep this drive moving. He gives them a fresh set of downs, and this one will be 1st and goal from the 6. The offense threatening, close to the end zone now with a new set of downs. They'll move the wide receiver. They'll dial up the run on 1st and goal. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Knights! Getting set for the point after. Follow the blockers. The offensive line will take you to the hallelujah land.
And I tell you what, most of the time, Reese, it requires a little bit of skill to find that hole and, slither through a little crack. That was not a crack. That was wide open. Didn't take a lot of vision because the blocking was outstanding.
He's out of bounds at the 17-yard line. Excellent job by the kick coverage unit to keep him from getting the sideline. Looking to throw on 1st down. The short hands, it's DeMarco. He'll be stopped at the 27, but picks up 10 on that one. They'll put it in play from the 27, 1st down. Running back searching for a hole. Breaks the tackle. Finding a way to put that foot in the ground and get it up to the 37-yard line. And the Cardinals in a good spot here with 2nd and short. They'll run play action. Oh, they're after him. Incomplete. He had to get rid of it before he wanted to. The defense put the heat on. And this offense is desperate to keep this drive alive, trailing by multiple possessions, and it's getting late.
That's good for the Cardinals.
They've already converted a couple of times on this drive. Now 1st and 10 from their own 39. Wants to throw on 1st down. Unloads to the wideout. Just too much juice on that one as he airmails his receiver out of bounds. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on 2nd down. After the incompletion, back to the passing game. And they're not on the same page there. It'll be 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Fires to the middle. Got him downfield. Now they're starting to feel it. They've got a first down at the 44. Last completion moved the sticks in. Let's see if they try it again. He wants to throw it again. The defense wouldn't let him loose there, and it was a completion, but they lost yardage. The Cardinals trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Wants to fire on 2nd down. That's caught. It's Floyd. Nice gain on that play, but a little bit short of the first down. And the Cardinals really need to keep this drive alive on 3rd down. That'll be enough for the first down as they mark it down at the 31-yard line. Defense has to be frustrated. The offense keeps matriculating and matriculating and matriculating the ball down the field. Right back to the well. Turning it on. Nice pickup on the ground there, and they'll move the sticks with the first down.
Well, right away after picking up a first down, they go right back to their playmaker at running back. And I love the push they got up front, getting a hat on a hat, opening a huge hole for the back.
And you become so hard to defend when you can run the football successfully on first down. You're starting like that. Now what opens up? Play action. Now you're making me play pass and run. This offense, if they can create that run physicality, now it opens up everything else.
Great job at contained by this defense. And in order to do that, the end man on the line of scrimmage defensively has got to be able to set the point and force the football back into traffic. And that's exactly what happened.
Took a shot as he threw.
And the defense at this point understands that the offense is going to have to try to throw the football, all right? They already got a lead, so they're now pinning their ears back and getting after this guy, trying to get him to the ground.
Never in doubt. Time to settle for the field goal. After putting up the field goal, they're set to kick it away.
And 3 more on the board, and this kicker is starting to get a reputation starting off the season. Hasn't missed yet. Nice to have a guy that you can really, really depend on.
He stopped at the 23, a couple yards short of where he would have been with a touchback. This drive opens up at the 23-yard line. To the air, it's Prince. He hurls one deep down the left side. And they can't make the connection, going for a big play on first down.
Well, on that last deep shot, it looked to me like the quarterback probably forced that ball into coverage. But can you really blame him, guys? I mean, these two have already hooked up for 2 touchdowns in the game. If I'm him, I'm thinking the same thing. Even when he's covered, he's open. He's shown the ability to climb the ladder and make contested catches. So I don't mind him taking another shot there.
Just enough time for one more snap before the end of the quarter. Trying to beat the D deep. It's picked off, and that's number 10. He's run out of bounds after the interception, and the turnover will set them up when we start the 4th quarter. What a day it's been on the ground for these two guys, and they just seem to get stronger as the game goes along as we take a look at the numbers. They'll go back to work with a first down in the final period. Use the play fake, now to throw. Complete to the right. A little more space, open up that playbook even more as they pick up the first down out to the 30. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. The give to the tailback. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Got stuffed on first down, it's 2nd and 10. Looking to fire. Quickly complete. He'll work and weave his way all the way up to the 45 before going out of bounds. The Cardinals have it with a 1st and 10. They'll run it from the gun. Fights off the defender.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on first down, man, you are doing just that.
give to the running back. All down, but they'll move the sticks as he picks up the first down. And the Cardinals kept this drive moving on the ground. Now back to work. Off the play fake on first down. He'll take a deep shot here. And he pulls it in inside the 15-yard line.
This guy's gotten off to a good statistical start, guys. With that last completion, he's already now over 1,000 passing yards on the season. And, man, you know he's looking for more.
He'll do it himself. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. Second down, they'll go to the air. Going for 6. Ball into the end zone, and it's intercepted. He managed a few yards on that return, but the bigger play was the fact that they forced the turnover. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. UCF has it once again. What do you think about that? After throwing the pick on the last drive, need to take care of the ball. He's into the open down the middle. And a potentially touchdown-saving tackle made there after the long completion. The Knights want to move quickly.
Man, it's go time for this defense now. I mean, you're down by a couple scores, and they're still making big plays. You got to find a way to get a stop, create a turnover, switch the momentum to your side quickly.
Big play for this offense as they get it to the 32.
And as soon as the receiver caught the ball, you saw the quarterback start communicating to his teammates what the next play was going to be, because they're now changing the tempo and going fast.
Nice gain on that play, but leaves it a little short of the first down. To the air, it's Prince. Here's the pressure. Not able to hook up there, incomplete.
And that's a really good job by this defense. Complete defensive effort. When the back end makes the quarterback hold the football a little longer than...
Here comes the rush, and they've got it wrapped up at the 28. So the offense is going to go for it on fourth down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Converts on fourth down. Still going. That will be enough to move the chains and give them a first down in the red zone at the 14. They're threatening to score, and they'll throw it. He's got it on the move. Touchdown, UCF! And the stomping has commenced. They extend the lead here in the fourth, and after stumbling early, about to push their record to 3-1.
And this offense continuing to put up points. This game's out of reach. You know you're going to win, but still throwing the football, still finding that connection. I imagine there'll be some salty handshakes at the end of this game.
He'll bring it back from inside his 5. He'll go out of bounds at the 27-yard line, just couldn't quite shake free. The Louisville offense is headed back out on the field. Here's a heat. Quarterback feeling the pressure, and down he goes at the 22. The Cardinals now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. Off the RPO, complete. The defense wouldn't let him loose, and even though it's a completion, they lost yardage. You make up the game plan, and not a lot on the play sheet for this. Third and long from inside their own 20. Trying to pick up a first down. On third and long, hoping to throw beyond the sticks. And they can't hook up on the big play, and that brings up a fourth down. And the Cardinals will line up to punt it away. 3 and out, and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. Now on the return. Rams him with the stiff arm. He'll be guided out of bounds, but not before a nifty return on that one. Now the UCF offense ready to go back to work. And now one of the most satisfying moments in football, just watching that clock drain away while you have control of the ball, Jesse.
And this is definitely one of the best play callers, right, for an offensive coordinator. Getting ready to go into victory formation. So many good things happened today. It seemed like everything he was dialing today, David, ended up working out.
No doubt. They put a lot of highlights together, put a great offensive game together, complete football game. They get the win. On to next week.
The Knights come to the line on third down, trying to keep this drive alive. Dragged down, but they'll move the sticks for a first down.
This is a top 25 offense in college football, and I like what they do. They can run the football on third downs when they need to. They show you right there. They've got some balance to them. They really know who they are. They have a good identity, and that's why they've been so successful this season.
He's brought down, but he's got him inside the 10. First and goal from the 8. Dropping back, it's Prince. Looking for the goal line. And we have breaking news. They score yet another touchdown.
And it hasn't mattered what they've called, guys, offensively all game long, or who's been on the field, what personnel groupings there have been. They're simply executing at a higher level than this defense, and they're keeping their foot on the pedal here in the fourth quarter.
And a few anxious moments, but the hands team is able to fall on it. Louisville has it back in the offense, coming out ready to attack. This thing got out of hand on them, but they'll try to finish with some pride here.
And this one was a beatdown, and there's nothing you can do about it because this
quarterback can't pull the trigger, and down he goes at the 41.
And how about this offense, man? It's been a rough day. You're getting beat down. You're trying to find some kind of momentum late in the game to build something off of.
He lobs one high down the left side. And it's incomplete after taking a shot on second down. They're staring at third. Trying to pick up a first down. On third and long, no secret what he needs here. Gets rid of it. Snagged out of the air. The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page.
And this game is obviously out of hand. But I think the fans would argue, too, at this point, like, all right, well, let's not throw checkdowns, right? Let's throw some deep balls and continue to open up this offense and keep fighting. I think that's what you want to see. You want to see your squad not quit. Keep fighting until the very end of the football game.
All wideouts, no backs. Wants to go up top on first down. Grabbed in the middle. It's Burns. The Knights will hustle to the line.
And this defense continuing to struggle with the passing game. Listen, these offenses are so sophisticated nowadays. They're hard to stop, man. And it's a new one every single week. And I say this.
It's a seam wide open. And he'll be forced out of bounds, but not before yet another big play in this passing attack. Back to pass, it's Prince. Catch in the middle, it's Burns. They bring him down, but not before he's able to pick up the first down. They get the timeout, and the clock reads 3 seconds. One more play to pad the stats. Looking to throw on first down. Ball's incomplete, and that'll do it from here. When you know you have a team outclassed, the ability to play to that standard